WLNS is here for you with 6 News at 5.
New rules means the city of Lansing could clear out a piece of history to make way for more affordable housing. And it is our top story today at 5. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sherry Jones. The city of Lansing's demolition board changed its procedures a few months back. City officials say since then it's been more efficient. In fact, one city council member thinks the change will create more housing opportunities. Our Rachel Ramsey is here for you now with what it is that made things better.
Sherry, when a property is brought to the demolition board for a make safe or demolish hearing, officials can decide to give the property owner a certain amount of time to fix the issues, or else the property will be referred to city council for the process to continue. The demolition board used to table these hearings, which officials say resulted in a lot of standstills when it came to progress. They don't have the option to table anymore, and tonight the board has a decision to make on a piece of property with a lot of history. Without tabling as an option, this evening the demolition board is holding a make safe or demolish hearing for the former Metro Bowl property. It was a well-known bowling alley decades ago, but now Lansing Council member Ryan Cost says it's an eyesore.
It just was left to the elements, and when you leave it to the elements like that, we also can't just sit on our hands idle and let a blight continue to, devastate a corridor.
While Cost is hopeful the new demolition board process will save more properties, this is not one he wants to see saved.
This is just another step in that right direction, which is starting to remove the blight that's been left, and opening, big piece of land for an opportunity.
When the demolition board was tabling properties, Cost says property owners didn't have any pressure on them to work on getting their red tags removed.
You had a lot of people who had spent, a year or longer, just kind of coming in every month and saying, I'm looking for a contractor, this or that or the other.
But now tabling is gone and property owners can either rise to the occasion or see their building demolished.
Putting that fire now underneath them is going to end up saving more houses than losing more houses.
The process change happened in July, and Cost says it's typical for the demolition board to give property owners 60 to 90 days to make safe. So he thinks come November, they will see a lot of progress with properties looking to get that red tag removed.
There's a lot of affordable housing right here in this city that just needs to be cleaned up. I think we're headed in the right direction.
And coming up on 6 News at 6, we'll have updates for you on what the demolition board decides to do with the former Metro Bowl property. If it is decided the property is a make safe or demolish, the owner will be given a certain amount of days to fix the issues or things will move forward. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Rachel. Another well-known property in Lansing, Sycamore Townhomes, was visited by inspectors this week. Recently, a federal court placed the property into receivership, which is rare. And that means a receiver was appointed to get the property in compliance with city housing codes. Many of the units have been deemed unsafe by the city. This week's inspection is just another step in that process, but so far very little change has been made to the conditions there. Well, with Election Day just a week and a half away, the presidential race is looking like a dead heat. Both candidates are rallying in Texas today. Nicole Scanga is here for you with the latest.
More than 31 million Americans have already cast their ballots as early voting picks up momentum across the states. That includes battleground North Carolina.
For me to be able to have that voice and to be able to have power today to be able to vote was really important.
On the campaign trail, former President Donald Trump headed to Texas to tape an interview with popular podcast host Joe Rogan. Arriving in Austin, he hammered his signature issue, border control.
We're like a dumping ground. What Kamala Harris has done on our border is cruel, it's vile, and it's absolutely heartless. Her policy of importing migrant gangs is a crime against our country. It's actually a crime against humanity.
Vice President Kamala Harris is also in Texas. The state is solidly red, but her campaign is using the visit to keep the focus on one of its most powerful messages. Harris will be joined by Beyoncé at a rally in Houston tonight, where she plans to spotlight reproductive rights.
This is not just some theoretical concept. Real harm has occurred in our country. A real suffering has occurred. People have died.
It's a theme she brought to Georgia on Thursday, blaming Trump for the medical consequences of abortion bans.
And notice Donald Trump still refuses to even acknowledge the pain and the suffering.
It's a message Harris hopes will reach beyond Texas and into the battleground states as the two campaigns fight for an edge in the final days of the race. Nicole Skenga, CBS News, Washington.
Former President Donald Trump is making a two-day trip to Michigan tonight. He's speaking at Traverse City's Cherry Capital Airport. Trump should hit the stage around 7:30. He'll then hold a rally tomorrow at Suburban Show Place in Novi. On the other side of the ticket, former First Lady Michelle Obama will join VP Harris tomorrow for Get Out the Vote rallies in Kalamazoo and Detroit. And we've just learned that Harris and her running mate, Tim Walz, will appear together for an event in Ann Arbor on Monday. No details have been released yet for that event. Well, Michigan Senator Gary Peters is not up for re-election this November, but he's still actively campaigning for the Democrats. He's working to make sure that they hold the majority in the Senate, which is going to be extremely difficult to do. As the polls continue to show a virtual dead heat, Peters says the stakes could not be higher.
People just have to realize that the last election was a free and fair election. There was a big lie out there that it was stolen. Everybody knew it was a lie. All the proof is there that it was a lie. But when you lie to people, you can get violent reaction. So it's incumbent on the people running for the president, accept the loss. Do not be a sore loser and tell people that this was a fraudulent election.
At one point, his name was being floated as a possible VP pick for the Harris campaign. Well, the Michigan Military and Veterans Hall of Honor hosted an induction ceremony this afternoon to recognize a dozen service members and veterans. Organizers say the ceremony honors those who have distinguished themselves in uniform, as well as veterans who've done extraordinary civic and community service. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer and the state's U.S. senators attended today's induction ceremony at the Michigan History Museum. Well, the parties and trunk or treats already have started, and 6 News is here for you with everything Halloween. Our team made a list of family-friendly Halloween events happening in mid-Michigan, and you can find it on our website, WLNS.com. Plus, you can upload your Halloween pictures, and we might just use them on air. To do so, just head to our website, and of course, be sure to stop by 6 News on Halloween night, where we will be handing out treats here at the station on East Saginaw Street. And tonight, the big event is Trick or Treat on the Square in downtown Lansing, which goes from 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock this evening. And that's where we find 6 News Chief Meteorologist David Young. He's out there right now, hopefully having a wonderful time. Hi, David.
Well, this is one of those events I look forward to every year. It's Trick or Treat on the Square here in downtown Lansing. Basically just come out, it's Washington Avenue between the 1 and 300 block. Businesses up and down, both sides are letting kids come through. You dress up in your Halloween costume, get some free candy. There's some games out here, lots of fun, family-friendly activities taking place. And again, it's between the 1 and 300 block on Washington Avenue in Lansing. Trick or Treat on the Square, always a fun event. Weather-wise, though, I mean, it certainly started out kind of gloomy out there this morning with lots of showers scattered around the region. We had a lot of cloud cover as well. Things have been improving throughout the afternoon and the evening hours, however. We'll bring in our Haunted Mansion there. Temperature-wise this afternoon, it is upper 50s and low 60s. If you're heading out this evening or over the weekend, check out the fall foliage. Now is the time because we are almost past peak here in mid-Michigan. Look at the high temperature trend. This is what we've experienced this fall so far. Lots of ups and downs. We've got 50s this weekend. We're in the 70s for highs as we head into next week, and then we drop right back into the 50s late in the week as another fairly strong cold front begins to move through, but even those numbers are going to be a little bit above average. Satellite and radar today showing mostly clear skies to our west. We've still got kind of partly cloudy skies out here, but the clouds are beginning to move out, so it's improving by the minute. So we look at precision cast. Cold front's going to continue to push to our southeast tonight through tomorrow morning as high pressure settles into the region. That high is going to keep us cool for the weekend with readings only in the 50s for highs, but still a lot of sunshine around. As we move into Sunday, that high pressure system is going to start to slip a little bit further east, and as it does so, we'll get in on the back side of that high, and it'll start to bring warmer air back into the region. And notice a few clouds off to our north, nothing that's going to cause any problems for your outdoor weekend plans. Temperatures currently are generally sitting in the 50s across mid-Michigan. We've cooled off a few degrees. We made it up to the low 60s a bit earlier. On the Skyview network, you can see on the McLaren cam, we still got partly cloudy skies. Temperature still at 60 degrees, so not bad. High made it up to 61. Rainfall totals are really light this morning, only 0.04 of an inch on the McLaren cam. Grand Ledge cam, not much different. 61 the high, 1/10 of an inch of rainfall, so slightly more, but nothing certainly heavy out there. So we check out the view in Jackson this afternoon. We've got mostly cloudy skies, or perhaps partly sunny. Temperatures at 59. Morning low is down to 43. Rainfall under 1/10 of an inch. Final stop on the Hillsdale cam, where we still have lots of clouds around. They'll begin to move out though. Temperatures at 57 degrees, and we picked up 0.14 of an inch of rainfall. Forecast for tonight, 37 the overnight low with decreasing clouds. Then as we head into tomorrow, we'll see lots of sunshine, but 56 the high despite the sunshine, so it will be a fairly cool afternoon. On the 6-day forecast, temperatures through the weekend, 50s, but 70s Tuesday and Wednesday. Halloween, still looking at morning rain showers, probably moving out in the afternoon. Then on the 6+ 6-day forecast, as you can see, next weekend looks dry with more rain showers as we head into early next week. So things overall not looking too bad out here this evening. I think we're just looking for some kids out here to do some trick-or-treating and enjoy a fun time here in downtown Lansing this evening.
Absolutely. Looks like great weather for you, David. Well,